So, I'm always on the hunt for the latest 112 blank female body, so let's take a look at Promecore Bellona. This figure comes in two variants, or, well, even more, because it also has different skin colors. But this is the natural skin tone, which is just kind of like the Caucasian one, and then there's just white one. But aside from that, there's also this model here, which has all these fire accessories. And then there's a variant that has angel wings and a white outfit instead. But I figured that I don't really have any need for angel wings, so fire effect sounded way better for me. So if memory serves, she was around $40, and she comes with a whole bunch of things. So I would say the value is really good. She also comes with these little extra joints here, which could be really handy for customizing fodder, but it's also just in case she breaks. But what we care most about is the actual body itself, so let's get a feel for it. So first impressions are that she feels really, really solid. This is really good quality plastic, and nothing here feels like it's gonna break, and there's no horrifying clickety sound whenever I move the joints. Taking a closer look at the actual sculpt, I don't like this part here. It very much reminds me of the Romankey body, and I loathe that freaking thing. I think the Romankey body is the most overrated body on the market. It's just horrendous looking. So this is kind of the Romankey body if it was good. So just to compare the two, here's the Romankey, and as you can see, it has the same kind of like ribcage floaty piece, and yeah, not really a fan of it, but at least this one has everything flow smoothly, whereas the Romankey just kind of goes all over the place. Like, it looks really segmented and horrible, and it's kind of like an armored version of something made out of human parts, and I really, really don't like it. Skin tones, this one looks way healthier. This one has like a kind of grayish brown hue to it, and these horrible things here, I don't know what they were thinking when they designed these shoulder blades. So yeah, let's talk more about Bellona here. So she has really, really good articulation in the neck here, as you can see. I'm not really a mega fan of the neck being like a separate piece. I much prefer it when the neck is integrated into the torso itself, because you just get a cleaner look if you do a custom figure that shows like this bit here. And I think the double ball peg here does more than enough for actual neck articulation. The arms go all the way up, has a nice little butterfly. The butterfly isn't the best, but it will get the job done for what you want it to do. Torso has so much movement. She can do the worm. But like I mentioned, I really don't think this floaty piece is helping a lot with the actual like articulation of it. I think if this was just one piece instead, and then from up here this was the only joint, it would have been perfectly fine. This is, yeah, like you say, it's barely anything to really mention, and the range would be just as good without this stupid piece here. But I'm sure that some people will find some joy in that it's very similar to the Romankey body, like I mentioned. Double elbows all the way up. Here's some nice muscle definition too. She's not just like a tube. Hands. Nice tight joints here. And they swap out without any issue. Legs. This piece here is soft. I also forgot to mention that this piece up here is also soft, like the main torso, but it's kind of like a very non-squishy rubber. I'm not a fan of rubber overlays here in the slightest, but this feels like it has less... Like, I don't even know if regular bodies have a chance of like rotting, but this feels like it's way less prone to it just because it feels a lot more solid. And like I said, this diaper piece here is the same. It's also kind of soft. Kicking her leg out, she has about 90 degrees, which is fine because you can just use this leg here and then pose her freely to do any type of kick you'd like. Her leg goes forward, more than 90. She doesn't have any drop down hips. And she has a thigh swivel here. This is another design choice that's quite common nowadays, and I don't like it either. Like, you see how it goes out here, like the thigh goes out? I don't understand why companies insist on doing it this way when the Marvel Legends way, or like just like the Hasbro way, I guess, is just to have a joint like this, and it just integrates a lot better into the sculpt. I don't see why this is necessary, because when you put soft goods on it, especially like tights, I feel like there would be, like, it will catch onto this edge, and you would also, depending on how tightly the material hugs the body, it will also just like show off this thing here. I think you could, in theory, sand it down. Yeah, this leg is solid all the way around, so there really isn't any reason for this thing here to be there. So I think with some sanding you could make it kinda seamless, but I'm not gonna do it in this video. Then her knees, full bend, about as much as you could expect. She has a ball joint down here with a working ankle rocker, and she has toe articulation. But the joint here shows, and it's kind of like this, it's just like a metal pin inserted, and it doesn't look all that great. So if the character you want to do is barefoot, then I'm not really sure how good that's going to look. Size-wise, I think we can compare it to a regular Marvel Legends female figure, because I assume that's the scale you're working with. So here is a Marvel Legends Crystal, and she is pretty even with her. She's looking up a little bit. She's a little bit taller. For some reason, the camera makes the size difference a lot more egregious than it actually is. But here is the Romankey body for reference. And she can't stand up because she's a piece of crap. Here's Captain America. And this cap is kind of on the larger side, but I think the more the merrier. And here is Tom Holland. So she's a slightly taller than average female, and for Marvel Legends I think that's perfectly fine, because most women in Marvel are superheroes, so they should have some height to them. And just for kicks, and because he's near, here's Peacemaker, Mafex. I really like this figure, even though his elbows are kind of weird. And here's Mafex John Wick. And finally, a shorter Marvel Legends. This is the Walgreens Magic figure. So I'd say she's in really good height with the line in general. We can also take a look at, here's a Black Series Luke figure. Yeah, she is taller. Black Series are tiny. If you'd like a more accurate numerical size, she is just about 6 inches, and that is 15.5 centimeters. So for hands, she has 7 pairs in total. The first one is the just basic default relaxed hands, and what's really impressive here is that she actually got very finely sculpted nails. The hands are quite pliable, so they're not like gonna break off or anything. But she also has the finger. She's got trigger fingers, but she can't really hold anything, so it's, I guess it's more like a come hither kind of thing. She's got an actual gun trigger hand. Well, she's got 2, but you know. She's got a grippy hand with pliable fingers, so she can grip whatever you want her to grip. She's got fists. And she's got these ones that I don't really know. It's like she picked up something disgusting. All in all, a good assortment of hands. Furthermore, in the same tray, she's got an alternate hair piece, and the hair just switches out super easily. And this one is shorter and looks really good. It's on there pretty solidly too, so there's no real flop or anything. This one kind of looks like Shadowheart from Baldur's Gate 3 a bit. Strangely enough, she also comes with, I don't really know how to describe it, but I think you need to remove the hand and then you shove this effect on there. And it's a fire effect, but as you can see, there's something going on here in the front. This is a beak. This is a freaking falcon punch for some reason. I mean, I'm not complaining, but it seems very random. However, the fire effect is really well done with this beautiful transition to a yellow from a dark red. Really like this. Furthermore, she's got alternate feet in way of shoes, and with some force they come off and you slide them in and the fit back is kind of tight. But because the pin goes straight down, you lose any type of back and forward if you want to have ankle rockers, which I kind of think is more important. But with some finagling, you can probably change the ball to aim at a different angle, but it's a bit inconvenient. I don't see the reason why the joint just simply couldn't point forward. Also, because of the joint being so tight on these shoes, like whenever you pull, it feels like this entire joint is gonna break apart. It didn't, but it's just something to kind of be aware of. Furthermore, she also has this alternate foot piece, which I can't even get it on, but I think it's so stupid that I don't even care. It's this stupid foot gooner accessory part. I don't care. Furthermore, she has this second tray of accessories. So first off, we have replacement joints for everything. This is the neck, these are the wrists, and these are the feet. So, or well, ankles, but really good to have. If I don't use it for this figure, I can definitely use it as a replacement for some other joints I need. Or just in general, because I quite like the skin tone of it. A lot of the like import figures when it comes to joints are really, really pale. And this one has like a nice little peach to it. So it seems like some blood is actually going through. And speaking of blood, she has a lot going on. The one that baffles me the most is you take the entire neck piece off and you have this part here and you jam it in here and you got like this disgusting headshot effect, and I don't know what's wrong with this, some people. Apparently this one is kind of, I don't know, is this if someone chopped her hand off and blood is like squirting everywhere? This one kind of just goes on her leg like this, and I guess it's a kick. Don't really know what's going up with that. Or she could be a witch at the pyre, I guess. This goes for this tiny one too. Just a little flame effect to wrap around her leg, and I guess you could also put it here on her arm. Finally, we come to the soft goods clothes, and the instruction manual is telling me to remove an arm and the head, so that's what I'm gonna do. Still a bit finagly. Might have to remove both arms, actually. The arms just come off like so without effort. Okay, so this might just be me being stupid, but I actually cannot get this on. Like, these pieces here just make it really difficult for the fabric to stretch past it. Maybe if I keep one arm on, like originally shown. No, I give up. I cannot do it. What about the shorts? I think it would be easier if the material was just a lot stretchier. Shorts come on a lot better. I need some sort of tool to like... And now, because of this annoying thing here, like I mentioned earlier, it's gonna snag and it's not gonna wanna go down. Maybe it was just meant to be like this. So like it sits right where the joint is? Is that what they were thinking? I mean, maybe, but then again, it gets kind of caught on these big lumps of flesh sticking out. I don't know, like I said, there really isn't a need for this thing here to be a thing. But yeah, cannot get this piece on, but the shorts work just fine. So all in all, a very, very good blank body, and probably one of my favorites. I actually picked up 2 of these, and I was gonna sell one off if I didn't like it, but now I have 2 for future customizing endeavors. So hope you enjoyed this little review, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, I actually finished this video, and I wanted to remove the shorts just to kind of reset her down to nothing, and like These stupid thigh pieces makes everything a nightmare because it just keeps snagging and I cannot get them off. Like, ugh.